Oh yeah, hello everyone. This is History Gamer XD. I'm outside. I know I haven't been posting, putting up content. That's only because I've been one thing the whole adapting to the whole coronavirus, but also less of that, like 1% of adjusting. I think I've already adjusted enough, but I should have. If I, if I haven't, that was a problem. Anyway, um, but mainly to, the homework. Got a lot of homework. But when I do have my free time, I will research about the Aleutian Islands to get all the information correct. For, the book review. Because I really want to get this right. I'm beginning to be more and more and more and more, I just want to do good on this channel. So today I'll be talking about the. This isn't going to be about, of course, um, anything about Japan. It's going to be about the United States and how they used for the cannons on those star. Well, it's about those old Civil War forts, the star fortresses. If you do, I'm going to be telling you a little bit um, about why they chose. Well, part of which why they chose. I think mainly it was because they chose the star formation for the base and not a Roman camp, which is a simple square. And also, I'll tell you about why the Romans made their camps a square. The first thing with the star-shaped fortress, why it was like that was because if the enemy did come onto the island and charged, so the star formation would be this right here. If there's an enemy coming here, they'll be facing a wall of guns. On the fortress, there's all these little holes. Well, kind of the size. They're about probably like the size of that window, and in those holes, there were guns pointed straight at the enemy, and the fortress was about as big, if not a little bit bigger, than that tree. So it was just, and probably about a little bit. What am I kidding? Oh, way more longer than that tree to all the way to that tree. So it was just a big wall of guns. And when it went like this, on this side, same thing. Wall of guns. The one I went to was George's Island. It used to have a drawbridge. So even if the enemy somehow, managed to destroy that defense, it would be hard for them to, not really, a little bit challenging for them to pull off a Alexander the Great and Julius Caesar and just make their own bridge. If you didn't know that, well, there you go. Uh, I'll also tell you about that in the video, so all connects. Uh, so that is why, and it's on all sides, of course. So anywhere you could possibly try to hide, you can't, because there will always be guns facing at you, just demolishing and ripping apart your unit. The only possible good, wow, jeez. The only great way, safer way to pull it off would most likely be to have good distance from the enemy and just bombard the base. But even then, it'll be hard. Now, how they use the cannons? You'd probably think they would tilt it up, fire it, and it would land on the enemy. Yeah, I guess maybe some of them would do that, but what I was told from the person who works there is that they used to make the balls, the cannonballs, skid across the water and then hit the boat. So it was kind of like skipping rocks. It was bouncing, and then it would just hit the boat and would finally sink it. But I feel like it would be a little bit harder. That'd be great use for if you were attacking wooden ships. But during the Civil War, we were using different types of ships called ironclads. Now, ironclads were made of metal. They had a trapezoid shape where on both sides there was a flap, a window, and that would open up, and two large cannons would come out, and they would fire. The other ones, actually, the guns in some of the ironclads, well, in all the ironclads, basically, to this day, we kind of still use that same type of we don't use, of course, if you thought I was going to say, what do you mean, the same type of technology? No, no, design. The design of it, the whole manufacturing of it, stay the same. It's just more I don't know how to say. It's hard to say. No, that's. It was more advanced. Okay. It was more advanced than back then, of course. But the design, the manufacturing of it, them putting it together, I mean, still the same, just with a little bit, not a little bit, but way more advanced. Oh, technologically advanced. That's what I was trying to say. So Yeah, I feel like, the ironclads, because I really shouldn't say they're made entirely of iron. Like the floorboards were definitely made out of wooden planks. But other than that, yeah. So that in that time, it was like an iron fortress. Um, and the other ones were the other ironclads were basically they had this little tiny cylinder on the top of them, which had it spun around and it had one cannon there, and yeah, that that would be about it their about the design of the um, American Civil War fortresses. Now, off onto like the Roman camps. Some of you might be wondering, oh, did why were they square? Well, that's easy. It would be simple. Uh, you would have everything was in a certain place, and you needed to remember that because if you were under attack during nighttime, you would need where's like the center of it, where's this. But with those camps, uh, with those camps, you could definitely find your way through the simple square camps. Now, when I was talking about pulling off a Julius and Alexander the Great tactic of making a bridge, that's what they did. Back then, they had the technology. Well, the Romans had the technology to basically get um, their soldiers to make a ginormous um, stone bridge. And ugh, and basically and basically um, if during the campaign against, I think, the Gauls, actually, no, the Gauls were in France, which now modern day France, but I also think they were in Germany. Basically, these Julius definitely wanted to get my land, and so well, of course, there's going to be more reason than just wanting land. Um, it was. I'll just tell you about it in another video. But anyway, these Germans crossed the river, and they all they turned back and saw the Germans, not German, Romans. They I don't think they were really like teasing them, but they were all on the other side, safe and sound. So Julius said, "Fine, we'll build we'll build a ginormous bridge to you." In a day, they managed to build this big stone bridge to cross. And then they, of course, pursue and chase down the enemy. Way back before the Romans, Alexander the Great was attacking Tyre. It's not Tyre as in, of course, wheel, tire, but it's spelled differently. It's spelled Tyre. And there's two of them. There's New Tyre, and then which is on mainland, and then there's this little tiny sort of small island that had which had a town, a city on it, and it was called Old Tyre. And Alexander burnt New Tyre to the ground, and made a bridge from the rubble of Old Tyre to make a bridge all the way to New Tyre. To Old Tyre. And while that was happening, of course, these people weren't going to just let Julius make this big, gigantic, make this bridge. Actually, now the two islands are now connected. Well, actually, yeah, they're connected, and sadly, it's not an island anymore. But anyway, finally, they did finish building it and attacked the city. Fortunately, the citizens that were there, so I think some of them went into a church, and the people who were in the church, Alexander did not harm, but the rest, he did kill them, sadly. But yeah, I'm almost going to run out of battery, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something. And that's about it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.